Dear students, in this unit we will talk about how the dating of fossils and rocks takes place, which means that how do we know that a certain type of fossils were present in a specific time, like 1 billion years ago or 2 billion years ago or a certain million years ago. The same is about the rocks. So how do scientists measure them? To establish the age of a rock or a fossil, researchers use some type of clock to determine the date and time it was formed. Now, long before Darwin's time, fossils had been discovered embedded in some special type of rocks. Now we know that they are known as sedimentary rocks. Some of these corresponded to the parts of familiar species, but others were strangely unlike any known species, which means that those species have become extinct now. Fossils were often found in unexpected contexts and unexpected places. For example, marine invertebrates were sometimes discovered in rocks high on the mountains. Now, when we say that marine invertebrates, these are the sea animals which don't have a backbone. We know that vertebrates are the organism with the backbone starting from fish onwards, and invertebrates are the animal which are without backbone. So the presence of these marine invertebrates in high on the mountain suggests that the part of that mountain was in ancient time, it was the part of the bed of the oceans. So due to certain environmental changes, those bed of the oceans, they stood high, tall in the form of mountains, but still we can find these fossils, and which clearly shows that these were the part of ocean at some time in the past. You can see there are different examples of oceanic animals, and these are the imprints. Then we have the fossil record of these sea animals which don't have backbone, but they have different structures made of calcium carbonate and other hard structures. Geologists commonly use radiometric dating methods, mean they use radioactive elements to determine the age of rocks or the fossil which are found in those rocks. Based on the natural radioactive decay of certain elements such as potassium and carbon as reliable clocks to date ancient events. So we know about the carbon and potassium, and we know that some isotope, radioactive isotope of these elements are also found in nature. So determining the radiometric activity can gives us the accurate data of the time in which that rock was formed. Evidence for the evolution comes from the discovery, identification, and interpretation of those fossils, which are the remains or traces typically left in sedimentary rocks by the previously existing organisms. Sedimentary rocks occur naturally in the sequence of their deposition. So the top one are the latest one, and the bottom one are the oldest sedimentary rocks. Most fossils are dated by their relative position in the sedimentary rocks. Geologists identify specific sedimentary rocks not only by their position in layers, but also by features such as mineral content and the fossilized remain of certain organisms, which are typical of that some period. These are known as index fossils that characterize a specific layer over large geographic areas. The index fossils are those fossils which are found in many parts of the world in different countries, and they were found in the same sedimentary rocks. Fossil alone cannot provide us with numerical age of rocks. However, over the past century, geologists have acquired enough isotope dates from rocks associated with fossil-bearing rocks to be able to put specific time limits on most of the fossils. So by dating the rocks, now scientists know that if some fossils are found at certain part of the world, scientists can immediately date them and can predict that these fossils belong to a certain time in the ancient past. Molecular clocks can be used to complement geological estimates of the divergence of species or to assign tentative dates to evolutionary events that lack fossil evidence. Molecular clocks are also used along with fossil evidence and structural data to help reconstruct phylogeny. Phylogeny is actually a family tree. You must be aware of that one, that connects related species closely and distant species at a distant past. Although many dates estimated by molecular clocks agree with the fossil evidence, some discrepancy also exists because exceptions are always there in the nature. Usually, the molecular clocks estimate of divergence time of organisms are the dates that are older than dates at which they were observed in the fossil record. But these discrepancies are often found in there can be so many examples where such discrepancies can be found. But mostly the fossils which are found elsewhere are related to a specific time and specific sedimentary rocks of a geological time period.